Today is Wednesday, April 1st. I hope you're ready. You should have your packet with you and a pencil. Today's objective is students will be able to complete questions 9 through 12 found in the science packet week 1 with your annotations and evidence. Today we're going to talk about adaptations. The key points for adaptations are adaptations are changes in a body that fit a location. Adaptation is a behavior or structure that helps an organism survive. These adaptations can be used for protection, movement, or eating. Remember that a structure is a body part. A function is what it does. I have an example of a cactus. The structure of the cactus is the spines. The function is what it does. And the function of the spines is to protect it against animals that want to get their water. Organisms use their adaptations to meet their different needs. Some of the needs they may have will be their need to get food, protection, reproduction, water, oxygen, or movement. And in order to remember all of these needs, we need to forget Pancho, remember William. Remember? We learned that in class. F stands for food. Animals would have different adaptations that would help them get their food. Horses, for example, they need to eat grass. That's why they have flat teeth, so they can grind and eat that grass. Lions have sharp teeth. They don't need to eat plants, they need to eat meat. That's why they're going to have sharp teeth. Different type of birds will have different type of beaks so they can obtain their food. For example, the red-tailed hawk will have short, strong beak and hooked so they can tear flesh. The cardinal doesn't need to have a hooked beak. What they do have, it's a wide, very heavy, so they can crack their seeds open. Organisms will have different adaptations to meet their needs for protection. The cactus will have spines, porcupine will have quills. For example, the coral snake will have venom. The scarlet king snake doesn't have venom, but they do have the different colors that look like the venomous snake, so that is a way to protect themselves. And many other different animals that have different ways to protect against other animals that want to eat them. Organisms may have different adaptations to meet their needs for reproduction. Like these flowers, they have different colors, they have good scent, so they can attract animals that can spread their pollen. Trees will have fruits that are tasty, so they can attract different animals, and they'll eat their fruits and spread the seeds. Organisms may have different adaptations to meet their needs for water. Like the cactus, they have a very wide stem so they can store water in them. They also have shallow roots so they can absorb the water quickly. And they have long roots so they can store water whenever there's no water available. Organisms may have different adaptations to meet their needs for oxygen, like the gills of a fish. Organisms may have different adaptations to meet their needs for movement. For example, the fish with the fins and the tail, it helps it move easily in the water. The legs, the strong legs of a cheetah, even the tail, helps it run and move fast in its environment as well. Now I want you to go to question 10 from packet week 1. Find this question. What I'm going to do is model for you the type of questions you should be asking yourself and the type of strategy that you should be doing while doing this question. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read this question to myself. The feet of the desert cottontail and the wings of the eastern redbat help these organisms to? When I read, I need to underline my question because this is what I need to answer. After I highlight or underline my question, I'm going to look at the keywords, important words that will help me fill out my strategy chart. Feet is an important word, the feet of the cottontail and the wings of the eastern redback. I'm going to circle those words and I'm going to think, what do they have in common? The feet of the desert cottontail, how could it be similar to the wings? Well, in order for me to see those differences, I need to record it in my chart. Under species, I'm going to write down the type of animal. The desert cottontail. The structure that it's mentioned here is the feet. The function of the feet is to walk. And how does it help us survive? By walking, they can find their food, they can escape from other animals that want to eat them, they can go ahead and find water. The function of the feet is to help them walk in their environment. The next species is the eastern redback. The structure that is mentioned is the wing or wings, and the function is so they can fly. How does this help us survive? Well, by flying, they can escape, they can look for food, they can look for shelter, they can look different places around in their environment. After I create my chart, I'm going to look at my answer choices and think which answer choice best explains the function of these structures. Letter F says, store water underground. They're not plants, they're not storing water. The feet and the wings are so they can move in their environment, not to store water. It is not letter F. G, to locate green plants. No. To travel long distances. Yeah, will travel with their feet. They can travel by flying. Yes, so this could be my answer. J, to build shelters underwater. They're not aquatic animals. They don't live underwater. The answer for J is no. Last thing before I answer my question is write my evidence. The answer is H because the cottontail uses its feet to move or walk, and bat uses its wing to fly or move through their environment. These adaptations help them travel long distances. Now it's your turn. Go to question 12 and follow the steps that I just did, including the chart. When you're done with it, go ahead and complete the rest of the questions. Then I want you to go and do your online assignment and also your quiz.